Missile Crisis Marquez. And across the cage, fighting out of the red corner at 5'11", he weighed in 185.4 pounds. He too, an undefeated professional. He brings 4 victories without a defeat. He fights out of Wichita, Kansas, introducing Chris Harris. And the referee in charge of the action, Rob Hines.
Tail of the Tape brought to you by Dave & Buster's, the only place to eat, drink, play, and watch sports.
Both fighters undefeated, just getting their career started, but all 6 of those wins, finishes, don't blink.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. First round, you ready? First round, you ready? Go, fight.
Harris to the red gloves. Talks locally here. They talk about his great stand-up, which has been evidence this fight is likely going to stay on its feet. Marquez, this is the first time he's ever been down to 185. It's obviously a big middleweight.
Difference whenever you change weight classes is speed. Middleweight's a lot faster than light heavyweights. Harris trying to show that speed and versatility, switching stances a lot. Very fast with that high kick.
We may only need that inside circle though. That left got through.
Nice body shot.
Reverberating through the Kansas star.
Harris is right now throwing better combinations. Marquez throwing power punches. So far, Harris able to see them.
Harris has been switching back and forth, back to orthodox.
The big part of fighting is knowing what kind of striker you are, knowing what kind of power you have. If your opponent has better knockout power than you do, throw combinations. You have to outland them. Fight for your style. Right now, Harris, I think, knows he has the power deficit, so he's going in and out, trying to outland and out-volume Marquez.
When you've always been the one with more power, when do you know? When's the moment you know that, you know what, for the first time, I'm not that guy. The other guy.
When you get hit, that's the first time you figure it out. But when you land a punch and he just smiles back at you. And a lot of guys fail because they thought they were knockout punchers and they weren't. Marquez, though, thudding shots. He believes he's the knockout puncher. Harris has to keep the attack going, constantly angled. Problem is, he's got to fight a style that costs a lot of gas. He's constantly moving in there.
Marquez, that's a big middleweight.
Solid stuff from both guys. Those guys start to figure out where their range is and what they're good at.
And a step up in competition. These shots have been good enough to win fights for them.
Nice tight, straight combinations. But look at the counter shots of Marquez. When he hits them, you can tell Harris feels those punches.
As advertised, on the feet.
More from Harris is a head movement. Coming very straight and very tall.
Two guys stand like this for 5 minutes.
The problem is he only brings his chin down when he goes in and starts punching. When he's out at this range, he has his chin very high. He's relying on his awareness. He thinks he'll see Marquez coming. Never set a pace you can't keep. You can't do it in minute 15, don't do it in minute number 1. This guy's settling down a little bit.
The problem was you've never been 3 rounds. How do you know?
Exactly. Young in the career. You can only hope he did it in sparring.
Best exchange of the round for Harris. Harris in the red gloves, Marquez in the blue. You hear the corner reminding Julian Marquez to keep the hands up. They dropped a little bit. Not surprisingly, here after 4.5 minutes of banging it out.
Nice left hook. Got to wonder Marquez having cut down to 185 for the first time. He'll be light on his feet, but could he be more fatigued? Nice left hook. This is a great fight.
We promised you stand up in this one. Julian Marquez and Chris Harris, they deliver. 5 minutes of heavy shots.
Fine, gentlemen.
All right, I want lots of feints and goes before you go, okay? Feint on your level changes. Pop this out for me. Deep breath, deep breath. Deep breath, slow it down. Jab, level change, uppercut, okay? That one, level change, he's gonna bite on it, throw that uppercut. Anytime you don't like what
You ready for me? You ready for me? Is this not the fight you wanted? Is this not the fight we begged for? Then go out here and take what's yours. This is the kind of fight we want. This is the kind of fight you wanted. Yeah, sorry guys, it broke.
Let's go. Right over here. Okay, right there.
Dynamic first round between Julian Marquez on your right and Chris Harris on your left. They never left their feet. They hit each other with some big shots.
Round 2, you ready? Round 2, you ready? Go, fight.
Fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers, it's Miller time. It will be for these guys when this one's over. In the corner of Marquez, the advice was jab, then level change uppercut.
Right, they have confidence in his power shots. What they want to do is have him disguise it behind the jab and the level change. Harris's corner said, this is the fight you wanted. Go out there and win it.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. Harris is in a position where he cannot slow down against Marquez. His footwork, I think, was a big part of his success in round 1. The problem is that he's very fatiguing. It's a lot out of you.
Yeah, first round was fast-linked. This is slowed up here. Tie clinch.
Nice sharp knee. All this striking, all the punches they've thrown, all the punches they've taken, no one has gone for a takedown.
Harris now not nearly the volume in round 2. Looking more for an opening. He takes a good knee for Marquez.
What he doesn't want to do is get in a situation where it's 1-for-1, where his volume drops to the point where he's getting these one-punch exchanges with a bigger fighter. Has to out-volume a nice spinning elbow. Good combination by Marquez. Nice right hand.
This is back and forth as it gets. Harris, the right at wobble Marquez for the first time.
Harris without the footwork is a much easier target. Marquez starting to land with big punches.
There's been no 10 or 12 second spurt in this fight when one fighter has been in control for any longer than that.
Very true. This is not what Harris wants. Wading into power punches, because any one of these could put him on his butt. He needs volume. Going more for a body lock than a takedown. Not going to get that. No level change behind it.
Harris is looking for knees here. He's looking to set him up. There you go.
Someone has lost a mouthpiece. It's important in a fight like this. Nice elbow over the top.
The knee set up the elbow.
Look at the power difference. Marquez is shrugging him against the fence, but can't keep the physical pressure on.
That's got to be disconcerting. Harris landed some big shots here.
Put it in. Wait. All right, gentlemen, fight.
Bob Hines, good refereeing. Getting that mouthpiece back in, especially the way these guys are throwing.
Hands a little lower for Harris.
Now, there's that load on the uppercut, but he's not sitting up with a jab. That's what his corner was talking about. He's trying to load it, but there's nothing in his face to disguise the motion, disguise the movement.
The level change.
Exactly. I can see the level change. For a jab, I might not see it.
Oh, nice uppercut. Uppercut got through.
This is a fight. I don't care who wins. I want to see both of these guys again when we come back to Kansas.
Who could have imagined when they started setting the pace they set in the first 60 seconds that they would still be standing like this, headed towards the end of round 2. Julian Marquez and Chris Harris are putting on a show here in Kansas.
Right over here, sir. Right in the middle, sir. There you go.
This is good stuff.
That's the power of Marquez. We talked about the footwork of Harris slowing down a little bit in round number 2. Became more of a slugfest.
There's your spinning elbow.
Yep, starting to land some power shots, but Harris, I loved his work against the fence. Yeah. Look at this elbow right over the top. Nice in-close clinch work, good short game. But when Marquez lands, you can tell the impact is tremendous.
But I want you to press.
Harris, I think, still outworking him in round number 2.
When he rests, that's your time to go get him, okay? You got 5 minutes, Chris. Let's go out and finish him. Let's do what you came to do.
All right, Bubba. This is our last round. You got to finish this fight, okay? Here.
You just never know. Styles make fights. You never know when a classic is going to emerge here. And Julian Marquez and Chris Harris have been standing in front of each other for 10 minutes.
Go, fight, gentlemen.
Putting on an unbelievable show. Great sportsmanship, great respect, great affection for each other.
Now they can get back to trying to knock each other's heads off.
And now to punch each other in the face. We continue.
Something about this sport that you've never done it, you can't understand. The kind of camaraderie you can feel with somebody as you're trying to knock their teeth in.
Well, we've both been married.
I'm not touching that. Going back to the fights.
The majority of this, they have, you know, those sort of advanced analytics, the heat zones, and they'll show you in the course of a fight where a fight took place. Right. 90% of it has been inside the middle circle. Harris had that one little sequence up against the fence.
Because we haven't seen those takedown drives. We haven't seen those things where, you know, one guy's going for a takedown, so there's clinch work against the fence. Both guys content to strike for the most part.
This is the first time Marquez, who went with that level change, but
still more of a body lock takedown.
The first one, second round, was absolutely a body lock. Here was almost like he got caught halfway in between.
The problem is that's a big expenditure of energy, and you don't get the takedown from it.
And I'm not sure that either thinks they're going to have the advantage on the ground. This is a matter of doing what has always worked. It just hasn't worked yet.
And these are right hands that I'm guaranteeing you Harris is not used to seeing his opponent standing in front of him throwing after he throws something like that. But what he's done is he's reacted like a professional. He's gone back to the well and kept landing it.
Harris throws shots like that. He's drinking a Miller Lite. He's not still looking at the Miller Lite clock ticking.
Nice knee.
He set that up in the second round, using the knee to set up the elbow.
Marquez still on his feet.
Wow. This is as good as it gets. This is just great heart, great counter striking to evenly matched fighters.
And if you think about it, where they are in their careers, 2 wins for Marquez, 4 for Harris. They're fighting a very, very mature fight.
It has been a spinning elbow attempt. For 2 guys standing and trading, it's been cerebral.
Yeah, very good. No big mistakes. Little slip there.
It's a slip.
Both guys showing chin and heart that you're just born with. Beautiful
short elbows. Chris Harris has to be thinking, how is Marquez still standing?
What we're not seeing that has impressed me is that sense of frustration. Sometimes you can see it on a fighter's face. They start getting disheartened. He just goes back to the well and keeps doing it. That's what a mature professional does. Wild
uppercut attempt. Marquez is wobbly now. He's not as on target as he was earlier. Just not surprising. Marquez is a tank. He just keeps coming forward. When you're in the middle of a special one, you know it.
Gotta watch that counter right hand off the kick. You see that Marquez hasn't really checked the kicks. He hasn't tried to move out of the way. He's trying to land the counter right every time that kick gets thrown and landed.
Harris more judicious now with his shots. More opportunistic. Marquez still has hopes of that uppercut getting through.
These are 2 guys that you are going to know we're in a fight. When they wake up tomorrow, they're going to be hurting. But Harris has been a bit more efficient. I think he will have the satisfaction of a win if he can make it another 20 seconds.
Chris Harris and Julian Marquez, unknown to many, step into the Bellator cage tonight in Kansas and put on one of the best fights we have seen this year, and they are going to the final second of minute 15. Spectacular from start to finish. Here's how the 3rd round of this one started.
All right, gentlemen, final round ready. Final round ready. Go, fight, gentlemen.
I agree 100%.
That will be a very difficult act to follow.
In just a moment.
And both these guys, so much physical potential, so much heart, guts. The technique has been good. Marquez needs to sharpen some things up, but this is his 3rd professional fight.
Here's the Black Guard Premium Spice Rum Replay, the bold 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
This could have been at any point in this fight. Both guys trading punches. Marquez trying to land bombs. Harris trying to throw combinations. And what I loved from Harris was that elbow over the top, in close knee, and then elbow right over the top. Beautiful stuff from Harris. Great combinations. Kudos to Marquez for staying on his feet so many times in this 3rd round. It seemed like physical routine, like he could have checked out, but he didn't. He finished the round and the fight swinging.
If it wasn't for the damage on their faces, you couldn't tell that was minute 15 or minute 1. That's how the entire thing went. You can step into the Bellator cage as an unknown, but you never know. You might not leave that way. And this is why sometimes these are fights. You may look at this. This could easily be a 30-27 unanimous decision, but that could be the most misleading result because the rounds were so tough and so close.
Yeah, very true. Very close and very entertaining.
WKC.
Michael. Mike.
Let's see how this one played out.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance inside, the Bellator cage will go to your 3 cage-side judges. Your first, Mark Smith, sees the fight 29-28, while judges Marcus Danforth and Victoria Miller-Pence both see the fight the same at 30-27. All see it for the winner by unanimous decision, still undefeated, Wichita's very own Chris Harris.
That was special.
That was outstanding. Great display by both fighters. Love to see them again.
Harris Marquez 2. We'd all love it. Nine o'clock Eastern Time. We will go live and free on Spike. In the middleweight division, Kendall Grove had a chance to win the world title a year ago against Brandon Halsey, and Brandon Halsey was just one of those nights. He was going to be almost impossible to beat. But Kendall Grove, talking about an old dog and new tricks, I mean, his win over Joey Beltran really used his size, he used his length, he used his reach. A win over Francisco France, who was the first to hand Ben Ryder a loss inside the cage. He had been 16-0 before that fight. The winner of this fight is going to put themselves in very good position in the middleweight division. We've got some big news coming up later on concerning the middleweight world title and the first title offense of Rafael Carvalho coming up. Jet Congo would like nothing more than to finish his career as a heavyweight world champion, but to do that, he's going to have to turn back the challenge tonight of Benicio Spark. That's our main event tonight at Kansas Star Arena. Talked about Kendall Grove. He is standing by with Jimmy Smith.